Hi gamers. It's been many years since I previously showed you my Dreamcast collection, so here we go. Let's check out what the collection looks like today. I got a total of 113 games here. Most of these are European gorgeous blue cases, European editions, and just a couple of US games here and some Japanese games here. And I thought I'd show you guys first my Japanese games and then the rest in alphabetical order. And finally, thought I'd gonna do a couple of unboxings for the very cool special editions here on the side. So let's go here. First, we got El Dorado Gate. Here I have Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4. And Capcom, this is an RPG game series, and Capcom had some really lofty ideas for this. They were aiming for like 13 or 14 episodes of this game series. They only managed to do, I think, 7, Japanese only. And the final, these I picked up for very cheap when I've been in Japan. And yeah, these the first 4 don't really cost anything, and numbers 5 and 6 and 7 are a bit more expensive, but still you can still find those out in the wild. But yeah, really curious little project that Capcom started and never really finished. And yeah, but just really love the presentation. And then we do have this in English as well, but this is a special edition of Resident Evil Code Veronica that was only released in Japan. Sentimental Graffiti 2. And the rest here are shoot 'em ups. We got Shikigami no Shiro 2. Really excellent stuff, and this is the special edition with soundtrack CD inside. Then we have Tri-Zeal, and these are part of it. This is Tri-Zeal bonus track soundtrack CD, and also this cloth bandana. And I think this there is no better packaging for this trio here. It's part of a complete, like a special edition, but I don't think I'm missing an outer sleeve or something like that. Really curious. And then we have a Radergy. And then these DVD cased games are shoot 'em ups that were released after the Dreamcast had already been dead for several years. When did these come out? It's 2007, 2005. So yeah, several, like 2007, that's several years after the Dreamcast had already been done and dusted. But here we have Trigger Heart Exelica, and this is a special edition which includes soundtrack CD. And here we have Karos. And Under Defeat, and this is I would say that this is the best of the later Dreamcast games, official Dreamcast games. Of course, I think they're still making some Dreamcast games, but those are unlicensed. Everything that comes out today is unlicensed, but these are official Sega licensed games with official Sega GD-ROMs and everything like that. So that's why I love having them in the collection. I'm not really a big fan of collecting, the homebrew stuff and the unlicensed stuff. It's still nice that they've been making physical games for the Dreamcast or any other console for many years. But to me, it's all about the licensed games and official releases. And actually, I blew it. This game with a poster that's rolled up. And I have that in the game room, but I don't have it shown here. And yeah, came with a poster, as did Trigger Heart Exelica as well. I think the correct term is Sega Direct Limited Edition. Those came with a poster. And then before we get into the alphabetical order, just get this out of the way here. We have Planet Ring, which is box with the microphone. It's this virtual amusement park with a couple of mini games, and you can chat online with people, and yeah, one of those very early online games. Here we go. Four Wheel Thunder. Arrow Wings. Arrow Wings 2 Airstrike. Bangayo, a really great port of a really great Nintendo 64 classic. Choo Choo Rocket, one of those games that everybody had because it was so cheap. It was given away with the console, and sometimes also sold separately, and this was a way for them to Sega to distribute the Dream Key here with which was required to go online. So yeah, many games here had online features, and yeah, Choo Choo Rocket is just a great little puzzle game, and great fun with 4 players, and all by yourself. There's lots of different game modes. Also got here one sealed. Conflict Zone. Classic Crazy Taxi. And Crazy Taxi 2. And yeah, very numerous amounts of real arcade games made their way onto Dreamcast, thanks to Dreamcast being based on the Sega Naomi arcade board. They're very similar, I think the main difference is the arcade board had lots of more memory, and the games ran better and had higher resolution, textures and everything, but the core gameplay is it's still here. It's just arcade goodness. Like here, Daytona USA 2001. Just a classic game. Deadly Skies. Dead or Alive 2. And yeah, again, this was also a Naomi arcade game originally, and just looks and plays fantastic on the Dreamcast. Deep Fighter. Ducati World. Lots of racing and driving games on the Dreamcast. Echo the Dolphin, Defender of the Future. This was, of course, a game series that started on the Mega Drive, and I believe it skipped Saturn. No releases there, but then another installment on the Dreamcast. Echo being one of the more unique game protagonists, being a dolphin. ECW Anarchy Rules. Exhibition of Speed. F1 Racing. This really irks me if you look at it over here. The F1 spine is a different way than all of the other games, so it just drives me crazy. And even if you put it like this, then the Dreamcast logo is the wrong way around, so you can't win here. Another arcade classic, F355 Challenge Passione Rosa. F1 World Grand Prix. And I don't know if you've been looking, most of the cases here are quite pristine. Just a couple of games I have with a busted case. And yeah, these are notoriously the most fragile cases in gaming history. They look cool, and I like the way they handle, and they have the twin sides here, but yeah, just so fragile. Fighting Force 2, sealed. Freestyle Scooter, sealed. Fur Fighters. Half-Life, which, yes, if you know your gaming history, this wasn't ever released on the Dreamcast. This is my only like a burned CD game that I have in my whole collection. And yeah, this was a completely finished game on the Dreamcast. It's so complete that you can actually find, you know, Half-Life for Dreamcast printed strategy guides on eBay. And yeah, it was done, and it was so late in the you know, in the lifetime of Dreamcast, they just decided to we're not going to release this, which is mind-blowing. I can't believe them losing more money by printing the game and, you know, selling at least some instead of, you know, just having the game developed and then never selling a single copy. But yeah, you know, you can even find the really cool looking cover art here, and I printed this out, and yeah, and it's actually I also have here. This is a real advert of, you know, games coming out for the Dreamcast, and there's Half-Life, but it never came out. Heavy Metal Geomatrix, sealed. Hidden and Dangerous. And House of the Dead 2. Maybe my favorite light gun game, you know, maybe outside Duck Hunt or some classic like that, but, you know, in terms of just shooting adversaries, just love the atmosphere here and the pure arcade goodness and the most horrible voice acting in all of video gaming. Incoming. Jeremy McGrath Supercross 2000, sealed. Jet Set Radio, a true classic, one of the best games on the Dreamcast for sure, and yeah, one of the biggest reasons to own a Dreamcast. Just a fantastic game. I love the gameplay, so unique, and of course the soundtrack is just perfect. And yeah, a sequel came out on the Xbox, but yeah, you owe it to yourself to play the original on the Dreamcast. And I also have here one still sealed. Jimmy White's Cue Ball 2, or is it Jimmy White's 2 Cue Ball? Yeah, just trying to collect all of the PAL games. So you got some poorer games there in the middle. A Cow the Kangaroo, still sealed. Kiss Psycho Circus, The Nightmare Child, really interesting. Kiss first-person shooter. Yeah, they tried everything. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, really a fantastic game, a fantastic series, and yeah, really great game on the Dreamcast. Looney Tunes, Space Race, sealed. Marvel vs. Capcom, Clash of Superheroes. Sadly, I don't have Marvel vs. Capcom 2 here, but yet. But yeah, of course, this is where the madness started. Just a crazy fighting game with a really excellent roster of fighters. MDK2. Metropolis Street Racer. Millennium Soldier Expendable. MTV Skateboarding featuring Andy McDonald. Championship Surfer. NBA Showtime, NBA on NBC. So NBA 2K. And here we have another grief here. It's a game that's missing all the spine logo altogether. NFL Blitz 2000. And then some Sega Sports, NHL 2K. Actually, I'm just gonna move these out of the way now. Here we have Pen. I think this was one of the launch games. It's a crazy, like racing game. Then we have Phantasy Star Online, one of the biggest classics on the system. Also Phantasy Star Online version 2. I didn't actually play this that much on the Dreamcast. I played this more on the GameCube. And yeah, just really influential games, and games that many people love to this day, and just have you know, the graphics and the sound effects and everything just ingrained on their mind. People grinded these games for so much, and yeah, just trailblazing online games. POD2 multiplayer online. Quake 3 Arena, another really great online game. Yeah, Dreamcast was really ahead of its time. You know, for a console that came out in the 90s, you know, have this much, you know, online classics. Just crazy. Racing Simulation, Monaco Grand Prix. Railroad Tycoon 2. Rayman 2, The Great Escape. We have Ready to Rumble Boxing sealed, and Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2. And here's the PAL version of Resident Evil Code Veronica. And it was a really big deal, you know, for a Dreamcast to have its exclusive Resident Evil game. Here we have Rez, one of my favorite games on the system, and for a long time it was, I think this was really a crowning achievement of a Dreamcast. You know, just something really unique. And if you don't know what Rez is, you can actually play it. It was ported on the PlayStation 2, and it's available on you know, digital marketplaces on the Xbox, for example. And yeah, just a fantastic game with one of the best melds of visual and audio, and the rumble of the controller, and everything just you know, melds together into a really memorable game. Roadsters sealed. Sega Bass Fishing. Sega Extreme Sports. Sega GT. And here we have CMan, one of the more unique. Again, really, I feel like I'm saying the same thing all over again. Yeah, unique games on the Dreamcast, but it really was, you know, Dreamcast was such a great console with such unique concepts for games. And this is a unique enough game. You don't even have to look at the pictures. There's no pictures on the backside. You just had to look at this weird front cover here and buy the game. And yeah, this is includes a microphone, a voice activated game, and basically you are talking to little creatures that you have in your, you know, fish tank or terrarium, and I try to nurture them to different stages of evolution. And yeah, Leonard Nimoy here has voiced the game, and it's one of the weirdest things you've ever played, I guarantee. We have Sega Rally 2, Shadow Man, and Skies of Arcadia, another one of my biggest favorites on the system. Just love Skies of Arcadia. Just so much heart. It's really unique when it comes to Japanese RPGs, in my opinion. And love the setting of the Sky Pirates and everything, and love the boss fights that you take down these huge giants with your airship, and all the other battles are more traditional turn-based stuff. But yeah, just really great variety, and love the music. The opening credits sequence music is one of my favorite pieces of music ever in video games. Snow Surfers, Sonic Adventure. This was a huge deal when the Dreamcast came out. It was really fast, the graphics were really cool and clean, and everything looked and sounded great. In my opinion, Sonic just never survived, they moved the 3D, and it all started here, some camera problems, and some, the gameplay of going fast. It's sometimes really simplified, and it's just going on rails, and sorry, Sonic fans, but Sonic never was anywhere close to Mario when it came to 3D gaming. And the same here with Sonic Adventure 2. And also have here the 10-year anniversary of Sonic. This is the birthday pack, which includes, what does it include? Soundtrack CD and a coin. This is, actually, sorry, this is the Japanese version, not the US version. And then yet another of those huge games that made the Dreamcast, Shenmue. This was the most expensive game ever, and in many ways the most ambitious game ever, and still has a lot going for it, and just a unique game. And I continued here with Shenmue 2, and famously was cut short, and you had to wait for a couple of decades for Shenmue 3, and they still didn't wrap up the story. So yeah, this was notable for not having a US release at all. So it was just Japanese, and then we got the European copy. And this doesn't even have English voice acting, just Japanese voice acting, but still English subtitles. And what's really cool about my two Shenmues is that both of them are signed by Yu Suzuki. I'm really proud of these in my collection. Just some really cool items, and just love these. Soulcalibur. There was a lot of fighting games on the Dreamcast, but this is the best one there is. Just the finest 3D fighting game when it came out, at least in my opinion, and actually still holds up, and just the clean and cool graphics of the Dreamcast, just they age very well. Old 3D doesn't age well, but when it's this really great clean arcade looks, it just looks great even to this day. Love Soulcalibur. Speed Devils Online Racing, Star Lancer, Star Wars Demolition, Stunt GP, Tokyo Highway Challenge 2, Tomb Raider, The Last Revelation, the 4th game in the series. Then we have a couple of nice classics which have seen a little resurgence these days. Tony Hawk's Skateboarding 1 and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. They fiddled around with the naming, at least here in Europe. Then we have Toy Racer, Trick Style, and here my other US game, The Typing of the Dead. And yeah, this is also an arcade game. This is a game that's graphically and story-wise and music and everything is. This is House of the Dead 2, the light gun game, but with you don't shoot at the zombies. You use the Dreamcast keyboard to type a word that appears on top of the zombie or whatever you're trying to shoot. And you have to type the word really fast, and then the zombie dies when you finish the word. It's a crazy concept. Google it or check out some videos if you don't believe me. This is again one of the craziest games ever made, and just who thinks of something like this? And yeah, death sentence. Yeah, you're typing really fast, and it's surprisingly fun to play. You would think that you don't want to touch a keyboard and type when you get off from the office or something like that. But yeah, it's just this frantic, panicky typing, and especially it's fun with 2 players with 2 keyboards, and yeah, just a really fun game. You have UEFA Dream Soccer, UEFA Striker, Ultimate Fighting Championship. I think this is really an early, example of Ultimate Fighting and UFC licensed games, and of course now it's really popular, but I couldn't think that it was that popular, back then. Virtua Athlete 2K, just love these, arcade sports games, red button mashing. Virtua Fighter 3 TB, classic fighting game. And what's really cool about this is that whereas other 3D fighting games like Soulcalibur and Dead or Alive, they were 3D games, but they had totally flat arenas, whereas Virtua Fighter has leveled arenas and some depth to the ground that you're fighting on, and you can actually miss your kicks if you kick too high or something like that, depending on if you're higher or lower on the ground. So some added strategy that way. Virtua Striker 2 version 2000.1, great arcade soccer. Virtua Tennis. Virtua Tennis 2 just might still be the best tennis game there is. V-Rally 2 Expert Edition. Walt Disney World Quest Magical Racing Tour. Wetrix Plus. This was originally... Wetrix was released on the Nintendo 64, and a new version here. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Wild Metal. And one more. WWF Royal Rumble. So that's it for these regular games, and let's take a look at some of the special editions here. First of the two, we have the limited box of Skies of Arcadia, also known as Eternal Arcadia in Japan. And this was really an inexpensive box. I got this from one of my trips to Japan, and I think this was like 30 euros or something like that. And it's a really nice looking box. Let's see what we have here. So first up, it looks like, I guess, like a book. And when you open it, you have an art book here first with characters and vessels here of the game, some concept art, locations, really cool. And then you got all sorts of goodies here. You got a tool, one lanyard, and one. Actually, what is this? Is it like a choker? You know, you can wear like around your neck. And 3 very cute keychains, key rings. Then you have a pirate's cloth bandana, and then the game itself came in two discs. And yeah, of course, these days something like this is really commonplace, but back in the day it was really a big deal when a game received a special edition like this. And yeah, really Skies of Arcadia really earned it, and just a nice little piece of memorabilia, even though I do have of course the European copy of the game, but really nice to have this limited box as well. And the second one is Sega Gaga. This is a really unique game. Again, with the unique games, this was one of the final games released on the Dreamcast. And this is basically a game where you're the head of Sega, and you're trying to release like one final hit game or something like that. I'm actually not that sure of the this is of course only released in Japan, but basically this is just like Sega's final farewell to the console manufacturing race, and you're trying to give Sega as a company the end it deserves. And yeah, just really excellent stuff. You got a Sega Gaga t-shirt, and this notebook, and maybe it hasn't been opened, even though it's kind of worn down, or is it like an address book or something like that? And these are empty. And here we have a really cool set. If I can just get it to open. It's in this wooden box. And a really cool set of pins from Sega's history. You got Sega Mark III, Mega Drive, Game Gear, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, and the Sega Gaga logo here. And again, just this love letter to Sega from all over the years. And yeah, of course, by this time Sega knew that they were basically ending as a company that everybody knew them as, and just a sad little farewell. And here we have the game it's a Sega simulation about Sega. Oh. Yeah, if you're interested, check out some videos of the game. It's just a really cool piece of Sega history. Of course, there was a normal version of Sega Gaga as well, but I just had to get this limited edition. And that is a fitting end to this video. Thanks for watching my Dreamcast collection. Let me know what are the favorite games that you have from the Dreamcast library. Follow FinGamer on Twitter and Instagram. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you already haven't. And thanks for watching this. I'll see you next time. Bye.